Hope you're doing good. Micah back with another video. Back here to finally discuss One UI 6.1.1. It has finally and officially landed on the Galaxy S24 series, and I'll be showcasing all the features here with my Galaxy S24 Plus. Of course, if you're looking for one of these, I have you covered in the description box. And some of these features specific to Samsung Health that has been available for the Galaxy Watch Ultra looks to have made it to their way to the Samsung Galaxy S24 devices as a whole, so it may not be as dependent on the Galaxy Watch Ultra now, but we'll see. That will be briefly covered in this video as well. One UI 6.1.1 for the Galaxy S24 Plus ends in AXH7, as you see, 2942.92. Yes, 2.9 gigabytes worth of data, full of features, with and staying on August 1st, 2024 security patch, but I know the September patch has been rolling out this month, so we might see that within the next week or two for the Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus as well. So the first thing we're actually going to talk about is sketch to image editor. Well, how do you find that? Well, if you're going to come into your gallery, and so I already have my gallery pulled up, and I'm going to choose a different image here. I'm going to choose this image that I took of my watch. Gives us a nice little playground to play with, no pun intended. And you're going to hit this generate button right there in the middle. The new generative AI button is available for you to press, and you just saw right here the sketch to image is now available. Turn your doodles into masterpieces. And essentially what this will do is transform your simple drawings into something way more better than what you drew. So let's take, for example, I'm going to take in this little space here, I'm going to draw me a nice stick figure right there. And if I hit generate, it's going to try to analyze what I drew, and they're either going to give me a stick figure or an actual person. But it's going to look so realistic, especially given the quality of the image. So as you see there, it drew a person, right? And you have different options. So if I swipe over, it's different options are available. If I want to swipe a little bit, softer, but as you see, it will take your sketch and turn it into something pretty cool, and even give it a shadowy effect, which is also kind of realistic. And so if I hit save copy, what it's going to do is save it, and then this image will now have a watermark down here at the bottom. You can lightly see it right there. It has a watermark, and in the metadata, it would let others know that this is a generated picture. So that's to ensure kind of like the authenticity behind creating, images and art, is that knowing whether or not something it was made by a person or the generative AI. This is sketch to edit. Now the next feature we're going to talk about is Portrait Studio, and this takes your portraits to a whole nother level. And so if we scroll back up in gallery, we choose a picture that I've taken. This picture I took with portrait photo. I think it should work if you don't use portrait photo, but nonetheless, once you pull the image up, you're again going to see your same AI button. Once you click it, you're going to see Portrait Studio right there in the bottom right corner. Once you click on it, now you have the option to change your portrait to look how you want. So you have a comic look. And so if you hit generate, I guess it doesn't even give you like an example of what it looks like. So what I'm going to do, let's check out the comic look. It's going to generate. Hopefully I don't have to save it. But this is what the comic looks like for this image. And as it generates, we know that it's going to take a little bit of time for it to generate. Now it gave me a, a pretty cool look. I get now that's what I would look like more, I guess, but that looks less comic booky. Well, I don't know what happened there. But as you see, you can generate again. And so with the comic look, you see that there's many different features. I don't know why they didn't keep me with my black shirt, but they gave me a little extra beard and everything. This is what the comic book looks like. But if I hit 3D generate and generate, let's see what this looks like. I think with the Galaxy S25 series, the hardware will be improved to actually generate these processes a whole lot faster. Whoa. Okay, that looks relatively accurate. That definitely does not. My eyes ain't far apart like that. So it looks decent, right? I'm sure work in improvement. You have watercolor. You have sketch. Let's see what sketch looks like. This would be the last example of what this looks like. But you see, you can take your Portrait Studios to a whole nother level with One UI 6.1.1. So as this generates, this will be our last attempt And let's see what I look like in sketch form. Again, they gave me a lot of beard for something I don't have, and that also isn't quite as accurate. So Samsung, we're gonna need you to jump on that. That's probably the best one right there. But again, nonetheless, it's something to play around with, something to have fun with. And then of course you can save and or leave. And in this case, I'm going to leave. And that is your portrait studio for your pictures. Make sure that your background is not transparent because it probably won't work well. And also the images may result in somewhere around 12 megapixels in size. It supports HEIF, it supports HEIC, BMP, PNG, JPEG for this to work. So also keep that in mind when looking to use Portrait Studio. Now, another feature that One UI 6.1 has now added is Samsung's own posters, and they're called profile cards. So if we go on the phone, come into contacts, and we click on me, you're going to see the option up here now to create profile card. So if we create profile card, give it access to your photos. And for me, I'm going to again use this photo as my main one. And now, as you guys can see, you can change and crop your photo. So I like that. I like what this looks like in those. Oh, okay, I can't click on this. This just lets you know here your image will be cropped to a square so it will fit the widest screen sizes when it shows on other people's devices. On most phones, it will appear narrower. So you're looking at maybe the Galaxy Z Flip 6 or the Fold 6 folded, and then the Galaxy Z Fold 6 unfolded, to give you an example. Maybe tablet form as well. That's what it's going to look like. But by hitting OK, this is what I have. And I can change this if I want to. I can actually add Portrait Studio to this. I can change my text, right? So I can change what this looks like. This looks very Apple-esque. Shout out to Samsung for adding this cool feature. And this will be available for Samsung devices. So when you call other Samsung devices, the profile cards will now pop up. And if I wanted to jump into Portrait Studio or add a live effect, because that's something that they also added, which is live effect, I can actually come in here and click on live effect. We got original, we have blur, which I'm guessing just blurs the background. I like that. We have grayscale or black and white. We have grayscale background, which is also neat. And you see how relatively accurate it is? And you see how it still maintains that shine off of my cheek from the light that's shining behind me. So it still is relatively accurate. You got ink, which looks pretty cool. So you have really cool images that you can use. You have pastel, that looks pretty cool. You have oil paint. So you can play around with these, and you could probably stack effects. So let's say I wanted to go with the blur. Let's just keep it relatively natural for now. Let's go with blur, right? And I think you just have to click on it. I don't see any other options right now. So if I hit blur and I hit back, it looks like the blur is still there. And then if I wanted to add some more via Portrait Studio, then I can now add another ability. So let's go watercolor for this one. Let's see what watercolor looks like, and hopefully this will look a lot better than those other images, because those other images just did not quite look like me. That looks a little bit better. That gives me the beard that I want, really, but that's not me. The watercolor looks good though. It's just not as accurate in terms of what I look like. So definitely something that I'm hoping that they do and improve on. But yeah, it'll be a little harder for them to stack, given the fact that you're going to be using different styles. So I'm going to hit back, unfortunately, but I will keep the blur from the live effect. And then I'm going to hit preview down here at the bottom just to see what it looks like. That's what it looks like. I hit OK, and then I hit done. And once I hit done, that's my new profile card on my Samsung Galaxy device. And what you can do is customize profile cards for your contacts, so that way when they call you, that's what will show up. And potentially this is what may show up in messages too. That's something I want to check real quick, but I may not be able to see it on my end. So if I actually look in here, I probably would have to see it on another phone. But if I have somebody on the Galaxy end, I guess if I text you, or I can check that in person, that might show up for messages. But definitely with phone calls and video calls, your profile card will show up for other individuals when calling. So that's a definitely nice feature that Samsung added to start, unifying their own side of their ecosystem with Galaxy to Galaxy communication. Very good to see from Samsung. What else can you do in gallery? Well, if you pop back into gallery, we take my same image and you can now press and hold to clip items or things within your photo, and you can save them as stickers. You can drag it around. So they've added this. It's got a nice little vibrational feedback when it has properly selected what you wanted to. And then now you can save this somewhere if you wanted to. So you can save as sticker. I thought, yeah, you can do two hands. If you want, you can just drop it in here. Maybe it will save, but I didn't see it save. But nonetheless, you can press and hold, save as sticker, and there you go. As you see, you can even then stylize a sticker if you wanted to. I'm going to keep mine as an original for now, but now this is saved as a sticker, and I'm done. And so now you can clip the save stickers. You can also animate stickers and GIFs from motion photos. For me, I double click my power button to access the photos. If you want to take a motion photo, you're going to come into photo, then you're going to come up to the top and you see that play button. This is to turn your motion photo on and off. And so by turning it on, this is what I can do. And then I'm going to switch and actually take a photo of something. So if I want to do this and I want to do this and then take the photo, it should have caught some of that movement, right? So now if I come in here and with motion photo on, you can view motion photo and it shows that I wiggled it, right? A little barrel rotation there, if you will. But what you should be able to do now is create a sticker or GIF from this motion photo. And so what I have to do is figure this out on screen because this is my first time really trying this. I think if I hit generate, okay, you get sketch the image, and that's not what we're looking for. So let's back out. You guys get to see this in real time. If I hit the edit button or press and hold. So let's see, if I press and hold, it will actually still clip this out, which is very neat. But if there we go. So you can save as sticker or save as GIF. So all I do is press and hold on an item. And if I save it as GIF, it should be now saved as a GIF. And so if I back out, I should be able to go back to the gallery. And now I have the GIF right here. And it shows that it wiggles. So just right there, as you see, it wasn't really quite hard to learn. But by taking a motion photo, you come back to your gallery, select the image, press and hold on the main item at hand. You're going to see it kind of give that little halo-y effect around your thumb. It's going to select the item. Then you're given options to save as a sticker, save as a GIF, save as image, right? But if I save it as a sticker, it's also now saved as a sticker. I hit done, and now I have a sticker. And if I hit that sticker, will it take me there? No, it won't. So that's the next quest, is to find where my stickers are, but that can be for another video. I did want to highlight though that we can now do those things. Clip images, right? And create animated stickers and GIFs via clipping motion photos. Nice, good features that we see added to the Gallery app with One UI 6.1.1. And one of the next feature, really, I was going to say the last Gallery app feature, but it's not really quite the Gallery. It's the Video Player app. And I think I still have this downloaded on this phone, but if you want to just see only your video stuff, you can go to your videos for the Video Player app. I hit allow. And so this is your app that has all your videos. So it just highlights only your videos within your gallery. Well, if you want to watch a specific video, what you can do is click on it. And I think if you click up here, if you hit to the, let's see, I wonder if I have to expand it. So if I expand it, I can double tap left and right now to be able to skip through and seek in the video. This is something that they added to their Video Player app. So now it's a lot easier to actually cycle through moments in your video. Now, on top of this, instant slow-mo now allows you to save the actual portion that you slow-mode. So let's say I think I can still press and hold, and it's going pretty slow right there, as you see, right? Seeing the color change on Welcome to iPhone. Well, once I let go, you see, you can save slow-mo clip now. And so by clicking on that, it's going to save that portion that I used as a slow-mo on its own. So now if I swipe back out or press back, now I have the slow-mo clip right here, a 6-second clip of what I just slow-mode, just like that. So it's really good to see, and you can go in and also further edit that slow-mo clip if you wanted to. But it's nice to see that Samsung is adding more granular control over their photos and videos within the Gallery app, so that way we can further customize and create as much as we want right there on device in a quick pinch without having to download an external editor to be able to access these kind of features. The next feature that's related to Gallery and really the camera is a new auto zoom feature. So if we go into the camera and re-enter video, you're going to see this button right over here on the right. If you click it, it's going to tell you auto framing on. The zoom will automatically change to keep people in the frame. So this is definitely person specific, and this auto framing, auto zooming feature will allow you to be able to hands-free stay within the frame of the video that you're shooting without having to reset your camera all the time or your phone all the time. What a neat, nifty, and handy feature. The only caveat to it is that the auto zoom is shorter than the regular zoom. So let's say you're pretty far away from your phone. You may have to consider whether or not you want your distance, so that way you know whether or not you want to rely on auto zoom or just change the zoom on your phone and then resume recording. And so of course you can change your zooms right here, and auto zoom will be shorter than this, so it'll probably be somewhere between 1 and 2 times if you wanted to max out the auto zoom. So just keep that in mind, but it's a nice new nifty feature for the camera app that is accessible with One UI 6.1. Now we know Samsung's Galaxy AI was shown off back in February with these devices, but now Chat Assist has gotten a slight level of evolution in its progress, and that is via Composer and email. So I don't use Samsung's email, and I don't think I have to. I think I can use Gmail, and I'm hoping I can use Gmail. So we're going to come in here to Google, and we're going to look for Gmail. And then once I see Gmail, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to hit Compose, and then I'm going to just send this to whoever. But right here, I'm going to stop, right? I don't want to click anything yet. I'm going to hit the AI button. Then I'm going to choose Composer, and as you see, it's new. And within Composer, I can just type something out that I want to send somebody, and it's going to compose it for me. So let's say I'm gone for the weekend. Be back Monday. Let's just say I do something like that. And it didn't even... All right, I'm gone for the weekend, be back Monday. If I want email and I want professional, because maybe I'm sending this to a client, I'm sending this to my job, I can keep it professional. If I'm sending it to a friend, I can keep it more casual. If I'm sending it to a potential family member, or I'm just trying to be nice, I can hit the polite option. But I'm going to keep it professional. You can even change the setting. Email, social media, comment, standard. But we're going to stick it to email for now, right? Once I hit generate, you're going to see the AI generate a whole message for me. So the subject, I would put in the subject line, out of office. And then this is what I would put in the body. I am out of the office starting today. I will have limited access to email. I will respond to your message as soon as possible upon my return. I will be back in the office on Monday. If you need immediate assistance, please contact insert name here or at email address here. Thank you for your patience and understanding. What a perfect professional email that you can send to somebody now if you're not going to be available, and all you had to do was give it 2 lines of text to be able to machine learn and generate from. How amazing is this to have when you want to just push out an email and not have to spend a whole lot of time? Now, of course, you can always be weary with some of these, AI abilities where it might cause us to be a little lazy, might cause us to not really put that much effort into our own thinking process. But sometimes you just need it in a pinch. Sometimes you don't even need to garner that much brain power for something as simple as that. And this is where a lot of these AI features really come in handy, especially for me. Now, suggested replies is also here in messages. With suggested messages, just as it would suggest you messages down here in line on your phone, now with your Galaxy Watch, you're able to use suggested messages as well, making it a whole lot easier to send text messages right from your wrist without having to do a lot of typing. That's a nice and unique part about suggested messages and how it has expanded to the smartwatch models as well. So another nice nifty upgrade, update, if you will, to the suggested replies or suggested messages feature. Another very useful feature that has been upgraded is Interpreter and Live Translate. Interpreter, which should be available in your menu here. If you see it, point it out to me. because, you know, sometimes you just can't see it. Right here in the middle, if I hit interpreter, this now has listening mode. And what listening mode will do is just straight listen. You don't even have to speak. So let's say you're recording a speech or you need to translate a speech that's going on right now. Maybe you're at some kind of convention or an event that just does a lot of talking, and maybe it's in another language. Using interpreter will transcript or translate that speech for you. Let's see, add it to app screen. Okay, so you can also add it to your app screen if you wanted to. And there it is right there, listening mode. So if I hit listening mode, you see the menu's going to change. And you see live translation will be shown on the screen. You can also listen to the translation exclusively with Galaxy Buds. And this is probably going to be available with the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro and the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. I don't know if the Galaxy Buds Pro or the Galaxy Buds 2 will make the cut. Maybe the Galaxy Buds 3, but I definitely know the Pro model should support this with no problems. And now you see the screen looks completely different. You can translate from Spanish or English or whatever. And I think it should be coming on One UI 7, or it might already be here with One UI 6.1.1. It should auto detect the language and translate itself that way as well. And so this is how you would access it in the menu over here on the left. And then once it starts talking, let's just say, you know, let me try to do, let's see, with my limited Japanese, will it understand what I'm saying? So let's see what happens here. Konnichiwa. Onemae wa non desu ka? Oname wa Miko desu. Hajimemashite. Okay, so no, that says Bean is a shrine maiden. Nice to meet you. That is hilarious. Watashi wa Miko desu. Hajimemashite. How about that? Let's see what happens. There's no what? All right. So that's hilarious. So the translation does need a little bit of help here. So the point is, you see, listening mode with interpreter has taken a step up. Live Translate also has taken a step up when it comes to phone calls, and that has also expanded to WhatsApp and Google Meet, among probably some select other third-party apps for now. But the Translate feature, Live Translate and Interpreter, is going to work wonders for people, especially trying to have conversations with people. Great example where I could have used this is when I was flying on a plane one time. I was sitting next to a Spanish lady, and she was talking to me in Spanish, didn't know English, and I was trying to help her with her phone, and I finally figured out towards the end. But how handy would the interpreter feature been for me to be able to do that for her? What a good feature to see improved here with One UI 6.1.1. The last part of the translation feature that was very, very handy is being able to translate an entire web page. So if I come to the Internet Explorer, let's just use Inside Gaming for an example. Once it loads, you hit the AI button there in the middle, hit translate. You can translate to Spanish, and it's going to translate the entire page. How useful is this whenever you're trying to get information, and it could be from a foreign website? That translation feature comes in handy, and by pressing X, it will translate it back to your native tongue. So very, very important, useful feature there with Translate. Now, Samsung Notes didn't miss out on any improvements either. So if we come into Samsung Notes, you see this here, Note Smarter, Not Harder. By recording voice recordings within the Notes app, you're able to now transcribe the note, you're able to translate the note, and you're also able to edit the note. But on top of that, you're also able to do all this and summarize those notes into their own quick notes for you to be able to then review after the fact. So you can do a lot of this, making it a lot smarter and not having to use a lot of time to do all that yourself. And as you see here, auto format, summarize, spell check, and translate text, transcribe and summarize recordings, decorate notes with AI generated covers and images, all with Note Assist. And so, you know, read the terms and whatnot. And now the note that I had here, you're going to see that this is what I said. According to testing 1, 2, 3, the first thing I would like to do is set the camera. The second thing I like to do is hit the record button. But this is where, if I wanted to, I can edit this. The third thing I would like to do is edit everything after I'm done recording. And so that's the transcript. If I hit summary, now it's going to summarize exactly what I said. And if I hit the settings button here, I can, I guess, add to, right? Now that's the translate button. I can translate this, into another different language if I wanted to. But in order to edit this, because this is all that was said in the note, and I'll show you guys here in a second, but if I hit add to, it should add to end of note. So now this is what I have here, and if I want to, steps for video editing. So I even gave it its own title. I didn't even say nothing like that. So what I want to do is come into this note, and I actually want to delete this, and then I want to turn that uppercase. Hitting the record button, edit after recording. All that is good otherwise. You see that? How easy that was? And all I had to do was just hit a couple buttons. I didn't have to sit down and break it down myself. Now, what does the recording say? Let's see if you can hear it. Testing, 1, 2, 3. The first thing I would like to do is set the camera up. The second thing I would like to do is then hit the record button. Third thing I would like to do is edit everything after I'm done recording. So as you guys just heard there, I was able to achieve all of that with Note Assist. How handy and useful. And you're also able, as you guys saw, edit those for errors if you needed to, so that way you can better understand your notes. And if you want, you can give it its own title, editing. Let's just call it editing for short. And then I hit the return icon, I hit back, and boom, just like that, it's saved as a note right here. Okay, now I don't know. Oh, the voice recording is right there. So if I click on this, it's going to bring it up. If I click on it, it'll hide it. So how useful of a feature is this to be able to take advantage of? Notice this also allows you to edit over and on top of PDFs, which is nice, but it will not allow you to do that with locked PDFs. So keep that in mind when using Note Assist with PDFs. You're able to, play around with them. They just cannot be locked or password locked. It won't allow you to do it then. Circle to search has also been improved on Google's side for Samsung devices, and now it will offer step-by-step direction on how to solve math problems. Photo Ambient Wallpaper has also seen an improvement with being able to rotate weather conditions out based on the locality of your weather widget. So however you have your location set up in weather is what will display on your wallpaper. And how to access it is go to settings, come into wallpaper and styles, change wallpapers, and you should see in here Photo Ambient right there. Photo Ambient will now take a photo of yours and place weather effects on it. So if it's raining, you're going to see raining. If it's snowing, you're going to see snowing, right? So that's what you're going to be able to see. So whether or not you have weather-like wallpapers that actually may work in tandem with the Photo Ambient AI features, that would be neat to look and see and look at. But this feature has been improved since being here with One UI 6 or One UI 6.1. So good to see that there. Samsung Health has also had an improvement. A lot of features in here that have been available with the Galaxy Watch Ultra is now within the Samsung Galaxy Health app or the Samsung Health app. So you're looking at consistent sleep, whether or not you want to make that useful. Your energy score is available, meaning if you're wearing a Galaxy ring, you're wearing a Galaxy Watch, and you're wearing it consecutively, you will be shown an energy score. Now, I haven't been wearing my Galaxy Watch, but you see you will get a score, what it's based off, which is your sleep time consistency, your wake time, your timing of when you go to sleep, previous day activities, your sleeping heart rate variability, and it'll show you here how, for the most part, how it's been engaging with that, including your skin temperature if you have one of the more latest Samsung Galaxy wearables. And then along with that, you can better improve your sleep by seeing your sleep stats, your workouts this week, recording your meal, your water, your stress levels. Everything is in here in this health app. But now you also have the ability to come in here, go to more, and you're actually able to set up your own exercises. As you see, I set up my 100 rep challenge. If you come in here, you can edit exercises, of course, right? Delete your custom ones or add more. And you can select from an exercise list, create a whole new exercise for yourself, create a workout routine. And this is where you can come in here, you can call it a specific routine, add if you want to warm up, you toggle that on, and then you select the duration. So you would click in here, and then you can do a manual or set a 5-minute time for your warm up. Then you hit the plus icon to add your exercises. You can add as many as you want in that exercise routine. And then in between each exercise, you see that they automatically add breaks, but it's up to you to change it from manual to a set break time for each one. And then you can apply it to all breaks or individual breaks. within your routine. You can add a cooldown at the end. You can add circuits, which means, you know, how many times I guess you would do the routine within that exercise period. And then you hit save, and voila, it's going to pop up right there, my routine 1. For me, I'm going to delete that one because ain't nowhere where I'm about to do those exercises. This is for illustrative purposes only. But that is Samsung Health. A lot of these features have been added now and are very useful, like your ages and your FTP score if you do a lot of bicycling. I think that's like your transfer of power or something like that when it comes to your bicycling efficiency. That is in the Health app as well. And good to see the Samsung Health continues to stay updated and improved time after time. Smart Select has seen a lot of interesting developments with it over the course of time, including them removing the ability to like freely Smart Select with the square, like semi-auto framing. Well, now Smart Select has improved again. Now mine is going to be within the quick panel here, or edge panel, and it's right here up at the top. If I hit this button, it will Smart Select everything on my screen, or take a snapshot basically. I guess if I hit this, it's because it didn't see anything, right? So I can do sketch to image, I can copy, I can share, I can download, I can hit the plus icon, add to note, pin, and edit what I see here. Now let's say maybe I wanted to go into a note. Let's say I come in here to Samsung Notes. Here's all my notes for Samsung One UI 6.1.1. And if I hit Smart Select, now it's going to select, or allow me to select. So let's say I need this. Well, here I can add to note. I can actually highlight all the text, and then I can copy that instead and or share it. I can pin that selected area, right? I can add that to a different note if I needed to. It can select everything, and this even would allow me to hit the plus icon and pin it, meaning I can pin it to my home screen if I needed to, instead of always coming back into the Samsung Notes app to check out my notes. So it's good to see that at least they're still beefing it up, despite kind of taking just a little bit of our creativity away from the feature. But this is something that can be used now with One UI 6.1 with the improved Smart Select feature. Multi-view window has essentially been improved as well, specifically with picture-in-picture. Okay, so it's within the picture-in-picture. So as you guys can see right there, it said drag from side to side, but did they make a change? Because you see the split view action right there. So now it's going to split itself into multi-view, giving you half and half. One app up at the top, one up at the bottom, and if you double tap, well, usually you're able to double tap, but you can actually hit that button and then reverse. So you put the video up at the top, put your other app at the bottom, and now you have a more functional multitasking situation for yourself in this way here. Now maybe because it was YouTube, it didn't allow me to do the side to side thing. Maybe with the video player app it might be a little different, so that's something we could actually attempt here. So coming into a video in the video player app, if you see down here at the bottom, you have the picture-in-picture option. So if I press on it, it's going to drop it down into picture-in-picture, but upon clicking on it, you'll actually see the option to actually split it and then select an app of your choosing over here as well. So interesting to see how this, you know, kind of works out different from the notes that they gave us in terms of how this is supposed to work. But it's actually good to see that this does work nonetheless, and they give you that option to hit the split screen button, which functions a lot better than trying to swipe it on either side of your display. Samsung's File Explorer app, My Files, has also got some updates. So upon swiping over and selecting on that folder, which should be right here, I'm in Files. Well, now you're able to add any file to your home screen as an app. And so if I wanted to, let's say I just come into Downloads and I have this image here, I can press and hold, and upon hitting this button here, I can move the secure folder, I can add to home screen. And so by adding the home screen, it's going to add that file to my home screen just like so, and it will add right there to your home screen. That's very good to see, very useful. Maybe there's specific or certain files that you want to have quick access to, and being able to add it to your home screen is perfect now with the Folders app. They've also now added this pop-up feature when moving folders or moving files to different folders. So if we actually come back to downloads and I wanted to move this, if I hit move down here, now it pops up like this, and now I can select where I want to move it to. So let's say I want to move this to, clipped images. Now I say move here. Now it moves there, and now I'm still in the same place where I was, which is in the downloads folder. So you don't lose your spot where you were within the Files app. That's perfect, because a lot of times we just want to be able to stay where we're at. We just want to move and or copy stuff over. We want to be in the destination and have to work our way back. It's good to see that the pop-up folder destination works a whole lot more smoother, so that way you don't lose your place when working within the Files app. Shout out to One UI 6.1.1 for this nifty feature. Samsung Modes and Routines has also seen some improvements, with Modes specifically, to show you where that's at. If we back out of the wallpaper and we come into here, you're going to see Modes and Routines. Well, whenever you select a mode here, and let's just say sleeping, for example, typically modes will affect some of your usage when it comes to your wearables, specifically the Galaxy watches. Well, now what Modes is able to do is control more of the watch settings, such as always on display, your wrist to wake, or raise to wake I should say, the tap screen to wake. A lot of those features will now also be affected by the mode that you're in, so that way it makes it that much easier to stay hands off with, if not separate modes, additional tweaking of settings when you need specific modes activated, because now they will also affect the watch in a way that will make it a lot easier for you in those giving settings for your modes. Routines has more message filtering options. So if you come in here, switch on over to routines, this is where you can create routines based off of specific settings. It's basically kind of if this then that. Well, now routines is going to allow you to do more filtering of messages. So if you have specific routines that kick in based off of messaging, based off of keywords, well, now you can add the ability to do all of the keywords or only specific keywords for filter messaging or message filtering to kick those routines on and off, or different routines on and off. So Samsung has added more granularity to the routines features within the Samsung Galaxy devices with One UI 6.1.1. Samsung has also added the ability to change how you actually answer phone calls and end phone calls. So if you come into the phone app, you see it's already highlighted up here at the top. If I press this, you see go into settings, and now there's a new setting, answering and ending calls. So by selecting on this, now instead of doing a swipe gesture, you can do a tap gesture. So boom, now when someone calls, you can just tap the answer or tap the end. You can also answer using the speaker. So sometimes maybe you like answering phone calls with the speaker by default, as opposed to kicking the phone call and then hitting the speaker option. Now you can actually default the option to use your speaker, and all you gotta do is tap it on. I tap it off because I typically like to hold it up to my head, but yes, now you have the speaker option here with the phone app. So a couple nice new useful features for the phone app to make it more personal to you and how you use your smartphone. All right, so if we swipe over to the left or to the right, however you want to say it, and I show you the weather now. Well, if we jump into the weather now automatically updates every hour for you. So that's something you no longer have to necessarily tweak within the settings as you had before. And I wonder, do they still have the option in here to change that? No, it just says auto refresh, and if you tap that on, it's automatically at an hour. You don't get to change the intervals anymore. And I don't know if they'll bring that back, but as we see, that is the case with weather, and that's probably more or less fine. You don't need a minute by minute, right? Now, again, granted, there are some people who like minute by minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, depending on your weather conditions, but 1 hour in general is usually a good sweet spot for most people. And the last feature that I want to highlight for you guys is the auto blocker improvements, and they've added a maximum restrictions ability, which can shut all kinds of stuff down from entering your phone if you want to maximize the security of your device. So we come into settings and we come in here to security and privacy. And if we scroll down here, you see I have my auto blocker on, but I don't have it maxed out. As you see here, it helps keep you safe from security threats, suspicious activity, and privacy risks. Block apps from authorized sources. Block commands by USB cable. Blocks malware images and messaging apps. Block software updates by USB cable. These are things that they already kind of do. Ask your permission if you want to access certain things or allow certain things within the Messages app itself. But now there's a new option, maximum restrictions. And this is going to shut everything down on your phone. Provides extra strong protection for people who need more security. Some of your phone's features will be restricted. I can definitely see businesses and companies using this feature if they, use Samsung Galaxy devices for their employees. This feature is shutting everything down. All right, so blocks device admin apps, blocks auto downloading attachments, blocks hyperlinks and previews, removes location data when sharing pictures, blocks shared albums within the gallery, removes location data when sharing pictures. All that gets shut down. And if you want to read those, of course, pause the video if you want to read them on your own or visit it on your own phone. But you see, there's no games being played with maximum restrictions within Auto Blocker, which provides a very high level of security for your Samsung Galaxy device. That's what you want to see from Samsung, giving you those kind of abilities as well. And this is all just within One UI 6.1.1. One UI 7 should be coming within the next couple months, which may again add further security, more features, and a new look to our Samsung Galaxy devices. But this video was all about One UI 6.1.1. Let me know down in the comment section below if you guys gotten it yet. The S24 devices are rolling out September 9th. The Galaxy S23 devices are starting to roll out September 12th. And hopefully the Galaxy S22 devices will see it September 15th or starting September 15th, September 22nd. Hopefully at some point in September, we'll see the Galaxy S22 devices seeing One UI 6.1.1. And again, if you guys don't already know, this channel houses a lot of Samsung content. I've covered the S20, the S22, the S23, the S24, the S10e, several different Galaxy devices, the Z Flip 5G, the Z Flip 2, the Z Flip 3, I think the Z Flip 4, all of them, okay? Check the channel out if you guys haven't already. But again, the comment section is open for discussion. But again, as always, if you guys haven't already, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, so I'll free that way videos so you and I can sit back, check, see what's cracking. And don't forget to hit that super thanks button down there by that like and dislike button, Cash App and PayPal, and check the channel out for all the videos available to you. That's where to keep tech fresh and alive on this channel. It's Micah signing out until the next video. Wait for it.